Good afternoon and welcome to Nutmeg Sports here on the HAN Network. Frank Granito and Donald Eng in studio on Tuesday, February 7th as we get set for Two for Tuesday here on the HAN Network. Don, we've got double broadcast going on tonight. Stanford, Fairfield Ward in a potential playoff preview, and number 1 and number 2 in the state, New Canaan and Ridgefield. So used to saying Darien in hockey for boys hockey tonight.
It is exciting tonight. We prove Einstein wrong. The HAN Network can be in two places at the same time.
Should be a lot of fun. Before we get to all of that, though, we're very excited now to be joined by the editor of the Greenwich Sentinel. That is Paul Silverfarb, as we're going to talk about a big week in Greenwich sports. And Paul, thank you for taking time this afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you, guys. How are you?
We're good. And Paul, I mean, you go back to last week for Greenwich, including the indoor track championship, along with Connor Harkins scoring his 1,000th point, the girls hockey team doing so well. It's a great time to be a Greenwich Cardinal.
It is a great time. I mean, a lot of the teams are doing really well. I mean, like I said, you had Connor, who has just been is the best shooter that I've seen in quite some time. He's just amazing, and for him to get an honor, to get it at home, that's just going to be stellar. I mean, that's just stellar. And the way the track team has kind of progressed throughout the course of 3-4 years, and then have kind of really peaked now. I mean, they have a consistently good program on the women's side, and the boys' side is vastly improving, and they're just going to get better and better each year as well. I mean, very well. I mean, and then you have the all the other sports that are taking place. You know, the hockey, girls hockey's having a great season. The boys hockey team might be down a little bit, but they're still in the hunt for a playoff spot. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun time.
There is a lot going on. And let's start with Connor Harkins. He scored that 1,000th point on Friday night. You mentioned he got to do it at home. So a very cool ceremony at halftime. His parents coming out. They were all honored together. Would you say that Connor is the best pure scorer in the FCIAC right now, Paul?
Right now, yeah. I think so. I mean, that guy could single-handedly win games. I mean, he is just lights out. He is Captain Clutch, basically. And, I mean, one of the great examples I have is, I mean, I forgot the game we were at, but we were at a game. They were losing by 2 with maybe a minute to go. And it was an important game. I remember it was an important game. Connor Harkins got the steal. And, by the way, we kind of talked about this a little before. While he is outstanding offensively, his defense is just something special, too, and that's something that kind of gets overlooked when you score 1,000 points, but, I mean, his defense is just fantastic. He gets the ball. He pretty much has a clear look to the basket, knowing there's 30 seconds left in the game, stops, bounces, dribbles the ball, goes backwards, gets behind the three-point line, and just buries a three-pointer with nobody in front of him. So he could have gone for the easy layup, and he just decided to pull up for 3. And it was just something that you're just like, wow, you have to have be pretty confident to do something like that. And that's just been his MO throughout his career.
Now, Paul, can you briefly describe Connor's game here? Because obviously, we know how good he is. Opposing coaches know how good he is, and yet he still manages to pour in 24 points per game, against defenses that are keyed up to stop him. Just give us your impression of some of the facets of his game that make him so hard to defend.
His dribbling ability is outstanding. His ability to kind of get lost in the opposing team's defense and then just pop out somewhere behind the arc, and before you know it, and if you're a defender, all of a sudden you're like, oh, geez, and he already pulled up for the shot. I mean, he's just that quiet, I guess is the best way to say it, around opposing teams' defenses. He's just that good, and it also helps this year where he's kind of getting a lot of contributions. So they're a team like against Stanford. They really keyed against him, and they did a great job. But Giannopoulos was there to, and especially in the fourth quarter, to really take care of business and close out the game. And once Stanford kind of was like, oh, geez, we better take a look at Giannopoulos, all of a sudden that freed up Connor to do what he normally does as well. So Connor's getting a lot of help from a lot of other players on the team, whether it's Giannopoulos, whether it's Robert Clark, whether it's Connor Langdon, whether it's Pat McTiernan. A lot of those players are giving him some help along the way.
Now, Paul, Greenwich is currently sitting tied for 7th in the conference, and you talked about these role players who are helping out Connor. Connor has scored a third of the team points this year. He's already up to 331 on the season. But does Greenwich have enough depth to compete with the schools that are at the top of the conference right now, do you think?
I think they have enough depth. I think they are, like I said, with the players that I mentioned before. I mean, you could throw in Nicholas Pigantaro, you could throw in Gavin Moore, who's only a sophomore. I mean, all these players, I think they could help if they're on their game. They could really help set the table for a lot of success. I mean, it's going to be a challenge, and I think everybody knows that. But at the same time, this is kind of the spot that they want to be in. They've been consistently improving, and I remember seeing Connor playing St. Joe's a couple of years back at St. Joe's, and no one really knew about how good he was, I guess. And I think he stopped and hit 7, 8 3-pointers in a row. Just something. I mean, the crowd at St. Joe's was going crazy for him. I mean, it was that kind of a special moment. And when you have that kind of shooter, and now you can throw in a couple of those key pieces around him, if they play to their potential, I think they have a lot of good things coming their way.
Now, Paul, the Granite is currently sitting on 7 wins overall, and as we mentioned, the 5 games left, 4 of them against that upper echelon. Can this team make the playoffs? And if they do, what do you think their prospects are?
Well, the one thing I've learned through covering games is just get in, just get in, and then pretty much. I mean, I know especially for basketball, most of the time kind of goes by the book when you go by the standings and stuff like that. But there are a couple of surprises, and I mean, if you get into the state level, if they get I think it's one more win, they get into the states. I think anything is possible there. I think there could be a couple of teams that might see the name Connor Harkins, key on him, and that might leave those other players that I kind of talked about a couple minutes ago open to get those quality looks, and they could surprise opposing teams. FCAC might be a little different challenge, but I think they are definitely up for it. I think they can make a run, and if they do, I think that'll be a great accomplishment to get back to the States and to get back into the FCX, and that's kind of one of their goals.
We're talking with Paul Silverfarb, editor of the Greenwich Sentinel. And Paul, you mentioned the FCAC postseason. We saw you on Thursday night last week at the Indoor Track and Field Championships, and there were a couple of Greenwich athletes who really stood out. And let's start with who I thought might have been the best athlete at the tournament, and that was Leah Zevitaro. What an unbelievable display on the pole vault, Matt. Tell us a little bit more about that. You got to catch up with Leah, too, while you were down there.
Yeah, she is. She's only a junior, and she has really kind of set the table for success, especially not just this year, but in the upcoming years. I mean, she really hasn't been doing it that much, which is kind of fascinating in a way, because for her to get 11.6, I believe was the number, for her pole vault, which is not her best by far, actually, which, I mean, if we look at it, I think, and this is just off the top of my head, if I remember right, I think Leah had an 11.6. I think the next closest was a girl from Danbury that had a 6'8" or 6 feet, something like that. So I mean, for her to not do her best and still win by 3 feet says a lot about how good she has improved from last year to this year. And I think during states, I think is when we're really going to see her kind of kicking into high gear and get those big numbers that we all expect.
And it wasn't her best, but she still tied the FCAC championship meet record with that 11.6. Another Cardinal who had a big performance, Tyler Faris, winning the 55-meter dash. We obviously saw Tyler all football season, but he was not the front runner originally for that event. A lot of eyes were on Shane Palmer and Aiden Spearman for that one, but Tyler coming up huge, getting a big 10 points for the Cardinals in the meet.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by not by his ability, because he definitely has the ability to get that top spot. Don't get me wrong on that. I was happily surprised that he was able to put it all together and was able to go from, I think it was like you said, the 3 or 4 spot to grab the top spot. And I think for him, that's especially as a senior. I mean, this is his last FCAC, and we've all seen him on the gridiron and how great he's done there. And for him to kind of transfer that over to the dash and help the team out like that was just, I mean, you could tell he was very happy when I talked to him, and you could tell that it's now this is going to be hopefully a stepping stone for him to kind of take this now and kind of use the momentum and see what happens at Double L, see what happens at Opens, New England's, and kind of take it from there.
Right, and last thing from me, Paul, is speaking of Double L's and Opens, Emily Philippides, 2 individual wins and also anchored that 4x400 relay team for the Cardinals. What do you see for her going forward in Double L's and in the State Open?
I see a lot of top of the podiums. She really came on during outdoor season last year. It was at New Britain. I think it was the Double L's. I can't remember if it was Double L's or Opens, but there was one where she didn't win. She beat the competition. There was a huge gap between her and second place, and her times have been coming down. She did really well during the cross country season. Her and Zoe Harris, who is a freshman, you're going to be hearing a lot from her in the upcoming meets, whether outdoors, whether cross country next year, stuff like that. She's done well, but for Emily to kind of take the 600, the 1,000 meters, win that by I think 2 seconds or something like that, and then come back and win the mile by 3 seconds shows that she had a great year last year, is improving this year, and the sky's the limit for someone like her.
And you mentioned Zoe Harris. She really did a great job too. Paul, obviously you used to be here at HAM with us. You're with the Greenwich Sentinel now. How are things going down there in Greenwich?
Things here in Greenwich are going well. I'm doing like I said, I'm now the editor of the Greenwich Sentinel, which is a fun new endeavor for me. I'm also doing the sports, so that's also, as you guys know, I've done that forever and a day, so it's kind of it's fun to do that as well. So I'm enjoying myself. I do the show with Rob doubleheader on our radio station from 3 to 4. We do that as well, and everything's going well. I really can't complain.
It's good to hear. It's what we want to hear. One last question for me. We talked a little bit early on. The Greenwich hockey team this year, the boys, they're struggling a little bit right now. They've been plagued by injuries and some inexperience, but I'm a big fan of Coach Chris Rurik. I think he's done a great job this season. I just wanted to get your opinion on Coach Rurik's first season to this point.
Well, he has done a great job with the team. He lost a lot of athletes to graduation last year with Bob's old team, and they knew there were going to be some hiccups along the way. He has them going in the right direction, and for them to kind of still be in the mix, they're definitely still in the mix for a lot of things here, I think just shows how good of a coach he is. He's getting the players to buy into the system. It's a lot like the system that Bob Russell had. So I think that we have a lot of good things kind of coming our way for the hockey team, and if they make the playoffs, the one thing that we have all seen, especially during the playoffs for hockey, anything is possible. You get a hot goalie, you get a hot player. You could ride that all the way to a championship. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think, and especially for them, the team has always turned it up a notch during the postseason. So it'd be interesting to see what happens if they make the FCX, if they qualify for the FCX, and see what happens during the state tournament run.
And they will definitely be a team to keep an eye on if they make that run to the playoffs. They're a point behind Stanford West Hill right now, but they've got a game coming up against the Black Knights and Vikings, so that will be one to definitely keep an eye on. But, Paul, I want to thank you for taking time with us today. A lot of fun. We'll do it again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot for having me, guys.
Be well, Paul. That was, of course, Paul Silverfarb, editor of the Greenwich Sentinel, and it's really true, Don, for both the basketball team for Greenwich and the boys hockey team. They've just got to find a way into that postseason, like Paul said, and they'll be able to have a chance at making a run.
Well, yeah, and Paul is definitely speaking my language there when he talks about Greenwich hockey. We talk about tournament play when it comes to the CIACs. I would take a hot goalie over a hot quarterback any day of the week when it comes to making a run into the playoffs. That can definitely carry you a long way.
And the boys hockey and boys basketball playoffs right around the corner for us. What else is around the corner? We've got the 2016 All-Scholar FCAC list for you. That'll be coming up right after the break, right here on Nutmeg Sports on the HAN Network.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Located in Fairfield, Connecticut, we're easy to get to. Just 2.5 miles off the Merritt Parkway, exit 44 via Route 58 South. Save thousands right now during the Start Something New sales event, now through January 31st.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook. Discover a world of wellness in the heart of New Canaan. Halo Studios, New Canaan's first collaborative wellness center, offers you the freedom to choose from the best and latest health, fitness, and wellness options. Inside Halo Studios, you'll find all the wellness experts you need at places like Halo Fitness, Priority Wellness, and Sama Yoga Center. Come by for a free wellness assessment, open 7 days a week at 45 Grove Street. For more information, visit halostudios.com or call 203-594-9909.
Are you ready for winter? Ski and Sport has everything you need to be fully outfitted for the season. A family-owned and operated business with over 40 years of experience, Ski and Sport's 3 convenient locations in Fairfield County offer top-quality, high-fashion ski and winter wear. In addition to clothing for men, women, and children, we also offer seasonal rentals for the entire family. Stop by our stores on 1 Ethan Allen Highway in Ridgefield, 877 Post Road East in Westport, and at 110 Main Street in New Canaan, or visit us at skiandsport.net.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN Network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office. I'm John.
Back on the HAN Network, Frank Granito, Donald Eng. Thank you again to Paul Silverfarb, the editor of the Greenwich Sentinel, for coming on with us. A lot of fun getting to catch up on the Greenwich sports, especially after such a big week. And now a very cool part here, Don. We've got the FCAC All-Scholar list for their athletes for the month of Danbury. We're going to go through these athletes now, but one thing, and it goes overlooked at the high school level because there aren't the NCAA sanctions and regulations breathing down on you, but the term is student athlete, and seeing the list of athletes we have here who are putting the academic side first is very happy to see.
Yeah, no question about it. I was just looking at some of these qualifications and achievements, and it really is amazing because we see them on the court, on the field, and we watch them there, and it's easy to forget that that's really a pretty small portion of their school career. So definitely great to look at these all-scholar teams.
Well, let's go down the list here. We'll start with Shannon Miranda of Danbury, the senior cheerleader with a 3.0 GPA, has been an honor roll student in 9th and 12th grade. Shannon is a recipient of the Sportsmanship Award. She is a certified nursing assistant at the Health Bioscience Academy.
Nicole Mora of Danbury has been a varsity cheerleader the last 2 years, also an honor roll student with a 3.2 grade point average, while also participating in several extracurricular activities and volunteering for community service organizations.
Sydney Brimage of Danbury. Sydney excelled for 3 years as a student and a cheerleader. She achieved high honor roll all year, finishing her previous quarter with a 3.9 GPA and has earned all state and all FCAC honors the 3 years in cheerleading. She is also a participant in the FCAC stunt group.
Lauren Menzie of Danbury, an All-American cheerleader, has made high honors every semester since her freshman year, currently has a 3.94 GPA. Lauren is also a member of the girls' indoor and outdoor track and field teams. As a freshman, she made all FCAC first team in cheerleading and received the Freshman Sportsmanship Award for track.
Claridine Jean-Baptiste of Brian McMahon is a senior who played an integral role in helping McMahon's girls volleyball team have a resurgent season. They reeled off a 10-game winning streak late in the regular season and finished as the FCAC runner-up. She also earned high honors for all 4 years in high school while taking many honors and AP courses, along with working several jobs, participating in extracurricular activities, and volunteering for community service organizations.
Jane Matson of Brian McMahon began high school in New Jersey, and she's been an integral member of McMahon's girls soccer and lacrosse teams since transferring to McMahon for her upper class years. She has a 3.6 GPA, having achieved high honors during her junior and senior years. She started 15 of the 16 soccer games this past fall, playing virtually every minute of the game she started, and last spring started every game in goal for the girls lacrosse team.
Christine Fiore from Darien, the standout junior three-season athlete with a 3.7 GPA, is currently running for the National Honor Society membership. She'll be a captain of the girls basketball team, which made the All-FCAC girls soccer first team and was also named the coach's MVP.
Andrew Scalaro of Darien maintains a 3.6 GPA. He is a sprinter and jumper on the indoor track and field team who was a state finalist in long jump last year, also the MVP of the ski team in 2015. He's a member of the DECA Business Club at Darien High School, and he's already had several jobs and volunteers for several community organizations.
Mia Durst from Darien is ranked among the top 4% of her class with a GPA that surpasses 4.0. She's also an outstanding tennis and squash player. Mia is a National Honor Society and National Foreign Language Honor Society member, a National Merit semifinalist, and a recipient of the AP Scholar Award and St. Michael's College Book Award.
Joseph Signorelli of Ridgefield, varsity ice hockey and baseball player, has a current weighted GPA of 5.3 and a cumulative GPA of 4.9 through his junior year, while also achieving high honors in every quarter.
Timone Dowser of Norwalk, this senior co-captain of the Norwalk McMahon Cooperative Boys Swimming and Diving Team, has a cumulative 4.56 GPA. Timone is a National Merit Scholarship semifinalist and an AP Scholar with distinction.
Thomas Benincaso of Norwalk, a National Honor Society member, ranked in the top 5% of his senior class, that is 18th out of a class of 352, and had made honor rolls throughout his high school career, accumulated a 4.17 weighted GPA and a 3.84 GPA.
Harry Falcone from Norwalk is a three-season athlete, a National Honor Society member who is involved in many extracurricular activities and a volunteer in community organizations.
Mustafa Kapadwala of Norwalk, a 4-year varsity wrestler, now the team captain. He's made high honors throughout his high school career and achieved a 4.6 grade point average in this recently first quarter.
Nafali Shehaj, a senior on the girls basketball team, is a National Honor Society member for Trinity Catholic. She also earned high honors as a junior, is an honor roll student this year, and participating in many extracurriculars as well.
Emma Banker of Greenwich, a senior girls basketball, has made the honor roll every quarter, has a 3.8 cumulative grade point average and a 4.0 unweighted GPA. She will attend Lehigh University and has already been admitted into the Integrated Degree in Engineering, Arts, and Sciences program, a 4-year honors program which enables students to combine disciplines into a single course of study.
Allie Goodard from Fairfield Ludlow, the senior co-captain for the girls soccer team, has been an honor roll / headmaster's list for 6 semesters, is a National Honor Society member, and carries a 4.05 GPA. And Don, our last national scholar.
Our last scholar is Kyle Mazza of Fairfield Ludlow. Sophomore boys soccer and ice hockey player, has achieved high honors throughout his high school career. He has a 4.5 grade point average, including challenging courses such as honors math, science, French, and history.
That will do it for this semester's all FCX Scholar athletes. Congratulations to all of the athletes from all the schools. Don and I are going to take one more break. When we get back, we've got a preview of our 2 for Tuesday action coming up live on the HAN Network next.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Located in Fairfield, Connecticut, we're easy to get to. Just 2.5 miles off the Merritt Parkway, exit 44 via Route 58 South. Save thousands right now during the Start Something New sales event, now through January 31st.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook. Discover a world of wellness in the heart of New Canaan. Halo Studios, New Canaan's first collaborative wellness center, offers you the freedom to choose from the best and latest health, fitness, and wellness options. Inside Halo Studios, you'll find all the wellness experts you need at places like Palo Fitness, Priority Wellness, and Sama Yoga Center. Come by for a free wellness assessment, open 7 days a week at 45 Grove Street. For more information, visit halostudios.com or call 203-594-9909.
Are you ready for winter? Ski and Sport has everything you need to be fully outfitted for the season. A family-owned and operated business with over 40 years of experience, Ski and Sport's 3 convenient locations in Fairfield County offer top-quality, high-fashion ski and winter wear. In addition to clothing for men, women, and children, we also offer seasonal rentals for the entire family. Stop by our stores on 1 Ethan Allen Highway in Ridgefield, 877 Post Road East in Westport, and at 110 Main Street in New Canaan. Or visit us at skiandsport.net.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our mortgage web center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes. Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm John Kovac. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Back on the HAN Network, Frank Granito, Donald Eng. It is 2 for Tuesday here on the HAN Network. We have got multiple games coming up tonight. Let's start with girls basketball. Kevin Coleman, Chris Kutzo will be at Fairfield Ward tonight. Number 4 Stanford travels to number 5 Ward. Potentially a first-round matchup, Don. And we saw Stanford a couple weeks ago play against Greenwich. I thought it was the best performance all around we've seen from a team all year. They might have the most depth in the conference and potentially the best starting 5 when you look at their big 3. For Fairfield Ward, they've lost some key players. Deja Polk tonight needs to be the best player on the court. Who do you like and why?
I'm going to go with Stanford for the reasons you just mentioned. You said best starting 5 and most depth. That's a tough combination to beat.
And you look at Alexa Kellner, Martha Guerin, and Andrea O'Connor in that front court. There's so much size. Ilya Krasnicki needs to have a huge game down low in the paint, but I just think ultimately there isn't a team right now that can really compete with the Black Knights on the glass. Trumbull can spread the floor. Ridgefield is a gritty team, but Stanford has got that championship experience that you want heading into the postseason.
No, yeah, I mean, they're one of those teams, we've talked about it before. When they take the floor, they expect to win, particularly in big situations or when it comes to tournament time. The Black Knights go out on the court every night believing they're the better team.
But Kevin Coleman and I have talked about it. Don't sleep on Deja Polk. She is the truth of the FCAC. If she can score 18 to 20 points tonight, I think the Mustangs have a really good chance at home. Hopefully the Fairfield Ward fans turn up, give them some support. And now for the second game in 2 for Tuesday, it's our HAN Network Game of the Week. Top 2 teams in the state hit the ice at the Darien Ice House. Number 1 Ridgefield playing number 2 New Canaan. Second time these teams have met this year. The first time around, Ridgefield winning 4-2 back on December 30th. New Canaan in that game took some key penalties, Don, that gave the Tigers opportunities. That was the difference. Special teams are going to be huge tonight for both teams, and they've both been in penalty trouble this year, so who are you giving the edge to right now?
Well, this is a tough one. You look at both these teams have been winning all year long. New Canaan, both of them have lost to Xavier, and then then the Ridgefield game, Ridgefield New Canaan. I think I'm just sort of leaning toward New Canaan. I think Ridgefield might be in a bit of a rut. They struggled with a Hamden team that's a good team, but not generally considered to be at the very top of the CIACs. So if I had to make a pick, I'm going to say New Canaan, but in all likelihood, the team that's out of the penalty box is going to come away with this one.
New Canaan took 6 penalties on Saturday when they played against Darien. If they do something like that tonight, there is no chance the Rams can go 6 for 6 on the penalty kill again. That's just giving a very strong and talented Tigers team too many opportunities. This game is a real toss-up to me. John Kovac, Chris Kalin, and I will be there for this one. Puck drop is set for 7:10. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock, but this is a tough one to pick. But great show today, Don. Thanks again to Paul Silverfarb. Any final thoughts from you?
No, I'm just looking forward to this New Canaan-Ridgefield game. High school hockey is one of my favorite sports to watch, and it should be a great one.
Should be a lot of fun. Girls basketball at 7, high school hockey at 7:10. We'll have all of it right here live for you on the HAN Network. We'll see you tomorrow. Coffee break with Kate Splunski at 11 a.m.